My name is Ed Spray, and I'm a donor to the Community Foundation of Jackson County. My story in Seymour, Indiana was I was born and raised here, actually in Rockford. I had grade school here, high school, and went on to Indiana University, and from there on went on to a career in radio and television, cable, and have had some degree of success in those years.
Spray established the Edward Spray Cultural Enrichment Endowment at the Foundation in 2025. Grants will pay for cultural field trips, school assemblies, and programs at St. Ambrose Catholic School.
Well, I attended St. Ambrose School in, let's just say, a long time ago, and I had a great experience, eight grades, and I think we had maybe 3 or 4 rooms, and we had 2 grades in each room. Anyway, my experience there was fantastic. It led to everything else. I can't say that there was any school, any particular course I was interested in, but I had so many experiences there that affected the rest of my life. In my time at St. Ambrose and also in high school, I was exposed to a couple of things that had lasting an effect on me. And obviously there was reading and writing and arithmetic, but this was also some culture leaked in there. And I recall specifically at St. Ambrose we had a traveling violinist who had been retired and had a little show that he did for the school. And I knew only violin as fiddles in the country music bands. And I had no idea about classical music or what you could play on it or how you played it or anything like that. And at the time, it just made an impression on me. And I can't say that it was a big impression, but now, looking back, I think it led to my interest in some cultural areas that I never thought I'd be interested in. And I was looking for something that maybe we could try to replicate that in some way. You're fortunate to have a great educational system when you're in a small town like this, and Seymour's, I think, probably top of the list. And I have supported Seymour High School because I'm a graduate of there. And I also looked around to see what else would help in terms of teaching students that there's a world beyond Seymour. Seymour is wonderful. It's great to be from, and it's great to come back, and it's great to come back and live here. I don't coach people to leave. I coach people to go outside, see the world, and come back if they want to. So it's the old saying, I left Seymour, but Seymour didn't leave me.
So we plan on doing things with the Indianapolis Symphony and Orchestra, the Indiana Repertory Theater. We've discussed going to Beef and Boards, any kind of live performance that students wouldn't normally get to see. And we're also really trying to include kind of some after high school opportunities to kind of visiting college campuses, just maybe some workforce things, just to let the students kind of get outside of Seymour, Indiana and see what's really out there in the world. We are stepping outside the classroom. We're leaving, the walls that we're in each and every day with the teachers and the textbooks and the Chromebooks, and we're getting out there and we're saying, hey, look, you can learn outside of the classroom. You can learn beyond the textbook, beyond the state standards. You can learn through experience and by seeing new places and experiencing new things. So I definitely think it's a huge benefit to their education. We've also talked about bringing people into the building to share their talents and their art, and I think that's, again, another way to, we're still in the building, but we're getting outside the classroom and we're having, these people sharing their talents with our students that they wouldn't otherwise have. There are a lot of these students that are never going to have these experiences without this grant opportunity, without our school planning these activities, thanks to Ed Spray. So I think it's it could be life-changing for some of them, the things that they will get to experience that they never would have otherwise. I think we're in a world where they can go on YouTube right now and look up the symphony. But there's nothing like going to see a live performance with real artists performing, acting, musicians playing the music in the background, seeing how that even works, like how they change the set. Same thing with going to see the symphony play. That's not the same as watching a video on the internet.
Well, I began to think about scholarships. I first thought about high school because that's where, scholarships usually are given. And I met Dan Davis and we talked about other things. And one of those things was my grade school, St. Ambrose. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, well, that's a nice place to try to help out if you can. And so we eventually talked to the people here and they were interested and we put something together that I'm particularly excited about. In talking to Dan, I just felt that this is a way to give back to my hometown.